The air in Baghdad was thick with the scent of spices and jasmine. Ali, a young man with eyes full of dreams, felt trapped. He loved his family, his parents, and the bustling city. Yet he yearned for something more, something beyond the familiar. He dreamt of towering skyscrapers and streets paved with gold. America, the land of opportunity, whispered promises of a life he could only imagine. Ali's days were spent in the marketplace, the noise and energy a stark contrast to his quiet yearning. His evenings were spent with his family, their small home filled with laughter and the aroma of his mother's cooking. His parents, weathered by years of hard work, urged him to focus on his studies. "Education is the key," his father would say, his voice firm yet kind. Ali heard their words, but they felt distant, like echoes from a life he was meant to leave behind. He dreamt of a different future, a future where he could build his own empire, a future that shimmered in the distance, across the vast ocean. He just knew that America held the key to unlocking his dreams. His grades began to slip. Ali found it increasingly difficult to focus on his studies. The allure of America grew stronger with each passing day. The more his parents urged him to study, the more distant he felt. Their words, once comforting, now felt like chains holding him back. Arguments became more frequent. The small home, once filled with laughter, now echoed with tension. Ali's father, his face etched with worry, pleaded with him to understand. His mother's eyes, usually sparkling with warmth, welled up with tears. "This is not the way, Ali," his father said, his voice heavy with disappointment. "Respect your roots, your family. Education is the only way to build a future." But Ali was convinced he knew better. He dismissed their concerns, believing they couldn't possibly understand his aspirations. He was blinded by his own ambition, deaf to the wisdom in their words. He had already decided he was going to America. The goodbye was a whisper in the dead of night, a stolen moment before the sun painted the sky with hues of pink and orange. With a heart full of hope and a bag filled with dreams, Ali boarded a plane, leaving behind the only life he had ever known. News of his departure hit his parents harder than he could have imagined. His mother, her face pale with worry, refused to believe he was gone. His father, his shoulders slumped with a weight heavier than years, silently bore the brunt of their shared grief. America was a whirlwind of noise and lights. The streets were not paved with gold, but with concrete and dreams. The language was a barrier, each word a struggle to comprehend. Jobs were scarce, the competition fierce. Loneliness became his constant companion, a shadow he couldn't shake off. Years passed. Ali found himself lost in a maze of his own making. He worked odd jobs, each day a struggle for survival. The city that once held so much promise now felt cold and indifferent. The loneliness was a heavy cloak, suffocating him. He thought of his parents, their faces etched in his memory. He heard their words, their warnings, echoing in the silence of his small, rented room. He realized the depth of their love, the wisdom in their advice. The American dream had become a harsh reality. Ali knew he had to return. He had to seek forgiveness, to feel the warmth of his family's embrace once more. He booked a flight, his heart heavy with regret and a flicker of hope.